There are four types of weapons that you can get on this server. Two-handed weapons, a sword and shield, a two-handed sword, or a bow. There's other variations, but those are the mains. So the way that you fight is equip the weapons. You can have them, it's always good to have your weapons in your hotbar. I have all four sets here in the hotbar at the moment. Then to equip your weapon, you press that corresponding hotbar key, in this case my two axes. Now to actually use them, you left click is a light attack. Right clicking is called a heavy attack. You also notice that the momentum of my swinging carries me forward. The reason that that's important is because if you are fighting on the edge of a cliff and you continue to swing, it will carry you right off the edge of the cliff and you will fall down. And if it's a long way, you will die. So be careful and watch what your momentum is doing to you. Try to get back in front of the enemy so that you are pushing him away from the edge of the cliff. But you can use those in combination with each other, left and right click, and you will just continue to swing. You can then turn around and go back. Notice as I'm continuing to swing, my stamina bar is going down. So that's the next consideration as you are fighting. If your stamina runs out, you won't be able to fight any longer and you'll get yourself in trouble. So now my stamina's gone. I left click, right click, nothing happens. I have to just rest for a moment. My stamina comes back and I continue to fight. Alright, that's two-handed weapons. This is the one-handed sword and the shield. You press number 2 and number 3. And now this is my light attack. This is my heavy attack. And then to use your shield, you use block. And it puts your shield up in front of you, and you can actually, with the enemy attacking you, you can keep him from damaging you. So the shield is very handy for doing that with sword and shield. The next one is the two-handed sword, and this is the left click light attack. This is the right click heavy attack. Any of these and your stamina will decrease as you use them, so again you constantly have to watch where your stamina is and how much longer you can continue to fight before you run out of stamina, and then you have to just rest for a moment. In the meantime, you're also getting hit, so keep that in mind. And then the last one is the bow. Okay, I wanted to show you, first of all, when you acquire a new bow, it won't have any arrows loaded. Just because you have arrows in your inventory doesn't mean you'll be able to use your bow. So in order to load arrows onto your bow, you drag them out of your inventory and drop them on the bow. So now I've got two bows here to show you the difference between the two. The one that's got the arrows showing means that there's arrows there. The one without arrows is just the bow, not the arrows. So it's important to make sure that you have arrows loaded on your bow before you use it. So notice now when I put the bow on, I get this little indicator in the center of my screen. That is your target. As you run, that goes away, which means that you can't run and shoot at the same time with any accuracy. How close those two little horizontal bars are to the center dot is how accurate your shot will be. To use the bow, you hold down with your, or just press your left key, and you will do a quick shot. To do a precise shot, you hold down the right key and place that right where you want the arrow to go. And I notice how quickly my stamina is going down. It takes effort to hold that bow in a drawn position, and if you run out of stamina, you won't be able to shoot the arrow. So you have to be fairly quick with it. And then when you are on your target, you left click one time and you will shoot with the arrow. So hold right key, get on position, left click, and you will shoot the arrow. That is how you attack and fight with any of the weapon sets. The other thing about the bow is you do not have an unlimited supply of arrows. Go into your inventory screen. You always have to have some arrows with you. And notice I have 6 arrows. You don't have to have the arrows down in the hotbar. You can carry them in your inventory. The reason, again, that you want something in your hotbar is so you can put it on in a hurry without having to open your inventory to access it. So with your bow on and you shoot an arrow, now let's go look at our inventory. Notice we only have 5 left. Every time you shoot an arrow, this quantity is going to drop by 1. When you run out of arrows, you can't use your bow any longer. So you have to be able to carry enough arrows with you to be able to use it when you're out on an adventure. The downside of that is arrows are weight. They do weigh something, so the more arrows you carry with you, the less capacity you will have to carry anything else. Okay, now we will actually go kill something, or attempt to, and I will show you the left and right. Now notice I had my axes on when I start swimming. I put them away, which only makes sense because you can't swim with axes in your hand. So this is the other reason you have them in your hotbar, because see this? I'm getting attacked right away. If I had to open my inventory, I would have problems. So left click is a light attack, right click is a heavy attack, but he's going to fight back. And when they come over here, they'll knock you down, so you have to just keep fighting. There's a left click, there's a right click, left click, heavy attack. Alright, we were successful. Now the next thing is because anything you kill, you can harvest, depending on what tool you use. You can't take it out of your inventory, your hotbar, if you actually have it in your hand. So now let's go down here and get a skinning knife. Early on, the skinning knife is the only thing you will have. Later on, you will get a cleaver, and you will be able to get more meat with a cleaver. But with a skinning knife, you come over here, get your little center indicator over the top. It will light up, and then you can left click, and you can harvest him. And you will see that what we got is 12 meat and 21 hide. These are the two things that we got by harvesting those 2 kappas, both of which are very handy. You can cook the meat and eat it, and hide is used for crafting other items.